All right, just kind of finished getting the boat road ready. The antenna's laid down. I've got the anchor light laid down and taped. It won't lay all the way down because otherwise it lays on top of the solar panel. So I end up having to just take the wing nut off on the bottom and lay it down. The solar panel wire comes through the arch mount right here. And on the inside, I'll send you a picture, is where it connects. And I'll also send you a picture of where the breaker is for that. Okay, radar arch is laid down. I got foam underneath them and taped on. This is how I took it to Florida and back, and it did just fine like that. Same with the Bimini arch. It's laid down and taped. Okay, getting on board. I'm going to keep the companionway and the instrument cover on. I've got the GPS off. I just flip this up. Combination, I've got it open. It's SEAL, seal. Okay. When you push the door open, it snaps up here. I've got some of these little Velcro things. So snap it there, and then put the bungee on up top up there. There you go. Okay. So for trailering, I've got the anchor foamed or foam wrapped. I'm sending you with the old raw water pump. The shaft is leaking on it. Needs a new shaft seal, just in case you ever want a spare. And then the old instrument panel, just so you have it. Okay. Battery switch. Get you in the right light. Okay, so right now it's off. When I'm running, I turn it to both. So straight down on it, 1 and 2. I've got them labeled. I use engine as bank 1, house as bank 2. That way, when we're out anchored, we stop the motor. I'll turn it to bank 2. That way I'm not draining my engine batteries. So in here is also, I got a first aid kit, belt, impeller, filters. There's more impellers and whatnot over here. So that's it for down here. The key I'm going to store in the galley. Registration card is in here, as well as the key. Oh, and there's a spare key, which I will get for you. I don't keep this. This is underneath the helm here. I don't keep this floor plate secured because it's really nice to be able to get into here. And sorry, it's kind of a mess down here. There we go. All right, the key was clipped up there. All right, water heater. This is where the switch for the solar panel is. That's the breaker for it. So before you disconnect the 2 wires that are behind that panel, make sure that that solar panel breaker is off. Okay. So spare keys. You won't need all of these. These were extras for different locks and stuff we had on our Bahamas trip. Okay, instrument panel, we're just going to flip up for now. So what you'll see is you go key on, and you'll see the voltage is low. Well, there we go. The reason for that is because the heater coil's kicked on right now. So there it goes. The heater coil just kicked off, and you just hit the start button right here. And usually while it's warming up, I'll bring it up to about 800 RPM or something like that. She's a lot smoother like that. Sorry, I would have turned my flash off if I would have known it was on. Too late now, kind of creating a glare. Alright, as far as instruments and everything goes, on the electronics breaker, that's the GPS and the VHF, so you turn that on, VHF will come on. Bow thruster, never forget, it's 2 times. Push the button. Sorry. Push the button twice. So it's going to beep at you the first time, and the second time it'll go solid, and then you've got the thruster. So right is right, left is left. Bilge pumps, these 3 switches stay on all the time. There's also a 4th bilge pump underneath the shaft, or underneath the oil pan of the engine, and that one's automatic. I've got it hardwired where it's not on a breaker. Alright, as far as other lights go, Electronics, lights is just going to be like the cabin light up there, and some LED lights that are underneath the gunnels. Trim tabs, washdown pump is not connected to anything. Bait well works. I've got the valve off. It needs some plumbing, I think, into the bait well to make it function properly. Navigation lights, that's nav is that way, anchor is this way. Horn, and then over here you've got 3 breakers, 3 toggles. You've got the one that's not labeled is your underwater lights. I could not find a label for it, so I have not labeled it. The spreader lights are these lights that are up here for nighttime. Let's see, make sure they're working. Yeah, so that's those. They light up the cockpit real well. And then the foredeck light, that's the light bar that's on the front. I'm gonna shut the motor off. So, all good. I'm trying to think of anything else. Below my feet here is where the main engine intake is. I'm going to leave that open for you. Oh, that's the other thing I wanted to tell you. I apologize for this. You'll notice this hatch is raised up. That's because I put the... I'm sorry, let me grab this. I put the storage locker, or the storage bin in here. I've never had it in. And when I put new insulation in, sound down, I didn't account for having that in, so the locker does not close all the way, the lid. It's dirty. It's been in storage for 2 years. I apologize for that, but I just thought about it. So I would take that out when you get home, and either you can recut the sound down, or you can just take that storage bin out. Everything else should be good for the road. I've got, you saw the anchors off. I've got the bow hatch cover off. All of the canvas is back here. Sorry, I've kind of got it tossed in for right now. I'll organize that. But the aft enclosure, the curtains are rolled up back here. The mosquito netting for the companionway and the foredeck hatch, as well as I totally forgot that the boat even had it. I had windshield covers made. I've never actually put them on. It goes from the side all the way around the bow to over here. It's like 3, 4, 5. I think it's actually 5 separate curtains. I could be wrong on that though. But they're back there. They're new. They're never had them on. So if I think of anything else, I'll make another video, and I'll probably make a video for you tomorrow when we have the hauling the boat out of the water. Sorry for the long, shaky video. Oh, and then the only other thing was on this panel right here. This is 110 volt. This is 12 volt. So on this panel, it's pretty self-explanatory. This is the main that powers the rest. Cabin lights are on this one. That's those. Those are all, actually every light on the boat's LED. Freshwater pump. Oh, that's something else I noticed. This pump is starting to check up about, I don't know, every minute or something like that. You'll hear it click on. I think that right there, the aft deck shower, I saw a drip coming from it. I'm sorry, I just realized this. I don't have the time right now to pull it apart, but I'm hoping it's just a hose clamp. Refrigerator breaker, engine room lights. There are no engine room lights. You just open the big hatch. Macerator pump, that's that diaphragm pump down there right by the water heater. There's a Y valve there, and it's got some marker next to it that tells you how, I'm sorry, I'm horrible at making videos. On that Y valve, it's got a break or some writing that tells you which way is open and which way is closed. You'll have to open the through hole for that to make it work. Courtesy lights, that's these blue lights down here. It's got blue lights in the cabin. And then the shower sump pump, that is automatic. There's a sump pump box below this rug down here, right where the forward bilge pump is. I wired it to where it's automatic. It'll kick on, or if you want it to manually kick on, you can turn that and it'll automatically kick on. 110 volt, it's all self-explanatory. Flip the breaker for your main breaker, outlets, stove, water heater, battery charger. Microwave powers that outlet right there, and then the air conditioner. The air conditioner, the thermostat I mounted down here, that's kind of close to the intakes. So, stereo's Bluetooth. That's the only way I've ever used it. I'm missing the basket. It's at my house. I'll bring it back and have it on board for you, whether you want it or not. Oh, the GPS I've got stored inside here, just face down. So, as well as, I never hard mounted this because it would just get in the way, but a compass. A couple of foggy times I took the boat out. I had that on board. The fill-in cushions are behind that backrest that raises up. And I think that's it. I apologize. You're probably going to find some of my kids' Legos on board. I did my best. They spent a month on board playing with the Legos. So, you got carbon and CO detector there. Sorry, I'm kind of anal about this. There's another one over there. And then there's a third one right there. That is because when I run the Honda EU2000, I didn't want to take any chances. So, all else is good. If you got any questions, call me. I'm sure you'll get more of my video or another video from me during the haul out.